is this sovereignty movement now?
I believe that over the years, the sovereignty movement has actually, for independence, okay, for the drive for independence, has matured. Meaning that those that have been advocating independence realize that we can unite if we agree to go to an election. So the push has been now trying to organize this election and try to get our people to realize that by participating in the election, you're actually supporting the unification of our right to independence. So this is what I see happening.
And what's the significance of the election?
I think the significance is, within these past 5 years, okay, throughout the world, elections has played a key role in having governments and nations recognized. Okay, as an example, just over the past 5, maybe now perhaps 6 years ago, okay, Iraq, was invaded by the United States government, and it didn't take but 6 months later that the United States government was advocating to the Iraqi people that they need to run an election so that they would have an elected body representing their country. Okay, and when I really looked at that situation, I said, geez, I mean, if we were to conduct our elections, would we have that same opportunity, or would we have that recognition available to us? Okay, then it happened again. It happened in Afghanistan, and the same situation occurred. Okay, you had America entering into the war in Afghanistan. Not even 6 months later, they're advocating to the people that you guys should run an election so you would have a representative body to represent your country. So twice this occurs, and I realize that we should conduct an election, and have the world realize that this election is the model for recognition. Okay, when I read about recognition, it was based upon having another nation acknowledge you as a nation, your government as the rightful government. And then, like I said, just within this past 5-6 years, this application of running elections to have a body represent them has come to the forefront. And they've done it not only in Afghanistan, in Iraq, they've also done it in Israel. Okay, maybe that election wasn't approved by America, but the fact still remains that they conducted an election. So this year in Hawaii, those that are a part of the lawful Hawaiian government, we've been out there registering our people to participate in this upcoming election in November 5th, 2011.
Hawaiian nation. Prior to the overthrow, you had people from China came, you had people from Japan, Portugal, Philippines. They all became citizens of the kingdom. Now, since you brought that out, it's a good point. These people were also injured. They were Hawaiian nationals, but their ethnicity was Chinese, Portuguese, Filipino, Japanese. But they was a national to the kingdom. This is what separates your jurisdiction, identifying your nationality. They also are the injured party. Now, these people that no more Kanaka blood, you have the right to participate. But are you willing to give up your U.S. citizenship? That's what the bottom line is. Me and you as a U.S. Hawaiian or United States citizen, we cannot represent Japan or China. So how can me and you as a U.S. Hawaiian represent the Hawaiian Kingdom as a citizen of the United States? You notice I never used the term American, because we're not an American. They made us a U.S. national without one status. But when you go to the school, I pledge allegiance to the flag, that's how they made you believe that you were an American. And if we were an American, why is our Kakabio around trying to recognize you as a Native American? I mean, these are questions that you ask yourself you're going to listen to these people telling you who you should be, then that's why the problem lies in our people today. And for me, I apologize if I've offended anybody. The problem is no longer with the U.S. government or the state of Ohio or the Americans. The problem is with our people. They gave us this law that people say we don't need the law, then that's your problem. But for us, we understood how we could solve this matter. So the problem no longer is them, it's our people. In order for unite, let's go to an independent election. It's the only thing we can see is going to make what happen.
I am Samuel Kalaleki. I am here to tell you that I support the elections that the reinstated lawful Hawaiian government be conducting on November 5th. Why an election? Very important in process. When we were overthrown, or prior to that, the pro tem government or the safety council put forward a constitution that women cannot vote, you don't own land, you cannot vote. Hey, that is not what we're all about. We're here to run a democratic process, and so I support the elections in November 5th, and I encourage, especially the Kanaka Maoli, because you have the perfect right for the perfect obligation. Those people that support us, that support for who we are, what we are, come and vote. And so we'll see you November 5th. So until next time, aloha.
My name is Kyoki Fukumitsu. I come from the ancients. I am part of the ancients. My rights are ancient. I come from ancient customs. We come from the time of our kupuna, in the time of Kamehameha the Great, in the early 1800s, 1832. Our petition is to all the chiefs, the konahiki, the king, the government upon the land. There is no opposition with our request and our petition, our claim on the lands. We have our taro fields that is within the lele. The lele comes way before the Kuleana Act. The lele is a subdivision, the mass of land within the whole Ahupua'a. These lands all join together, land tenure. Part of the pertinent rights, the allorio rights. Our lifestyle is ancient. We come with the rivers, the waters, our beach front, our mountain and our ocean, they all join together hand in hand. We still plant our kalo, which is our source of life, the staff of life, the taro, the planter, the individual, the kane, the family, the council, the tribe. The taro conveys all of our boundaries, our deeds, our history, our genealogy. It supersedes the law of the land, because our native people, all they had was the staff of life, our subsidy, which is our taro. We make that into poi, processed poi. We consume, we eat millions of pounds. Upon our lands are the lele. We traverse rights to move upon the land with all rights at all times, at all moments. We have learned this from our ancestors. I was taught by my grandparents, every kuleana, every property, every family, who's who, what's what. We have every documented paperwork that is from the early government, the kingdom of Kamehameha, the Great, all the way up till now, 2011. Every government map, every kingdom map, every map that conveys every right-of-way, every access, every easement, where the water flow, our access to the ocean, our gathering rights, the rights that we have with our horse buggies in the early highways that was first documented. Our rights are abundant on our lands to the ocean. And we are the people. We still do the same lifestyle. We have every evidence possible. Everything. We did our homework, our due diligence, and we know absolutely everything there is to know. To claim our title, our possession, our interests, our rights, our inheritance, we as beneficiaries, everything that a native has that are subject and reserved for native tenants upon the land. And now we are facing quiet title, a color of title, which is a bogus paperwork designed to take our people off the land, dictated by this foreign government, telling us natives how to live, where to go, who has the right and who doesn't. And we refuse to move. We refuse to budge. We stand our grounds. We support this government, the reinstated government, that is our body to represent us, and we as the people that stand firmly on our lands. And we believe and know with all of our heart, mind, body, spirit, and soul that we are of these ancient lands, and we speak and still maintain our ancient customs from time immemorial to this present day now. Mahalo.
Right on. Right on, Kilke. Representative Sam Kalaleki from District 1, Mokopuni o Keawe. While at the Manukau Kanawai this past weekend, our 35th anniversary, a lot has happened because this year we're having an election. And this election is for everyone. Everyone. I just wanna caution you that once you're elected, then you need to become a Hawaiian nationalist. You're not gonna still possess your other citizenship in your other country and represent Hawaii. While there, after everything was done, Sovereignty Sunday, which was Sunday at Iolani Palace, our Prime Minister came to me and informed me that he had selected Mr. Gary Hoffer as the island organizer. And I thought it was an excellent choice. So with that, I just wanted to make this evening official. This is his first meeting. I'll let him tell the rest. I'll let him tell the rest of the meeting. Gary, welcome.
Thank you, Sam.
Glad to have you.
Thank you, George. Thank you. Yeah, it was interesting. After being with the government for 10 years and following all this stuff, it was amazing the feeling of responsibility, but also honor of having Henry just say, you know, I need you. Emotionally, yeah. Anyway, and I just said, whatever you need, Henry, you know. And when I said that, I realized that this is what I've been waiting for someone to ask me to do this job. I never thought about this job in the government even. And yet I believe I'm pretty well set up career-wise and information-wise and connection-wise to be able to do the job. Anyway, I'm anxious. We have an election put together. My first item of business is to put together the team of hardworking people that we have that are going to do stuff. And anyone watching this tape, if you're watching this tape, I'm probably going to be talking to you, and I'm going to be finding out what you can do and what you will do, and I'll push you to do what you say you're going to do. Because we have a lot of work to do, and it's not going to happen by any one person. I feel like my job is in a support position for the nobles, the reps, and also the citizens. So I'm kind of like that intermediary person. I have a lot of ideas to put forward, the ways to make it efficient, and I guess that's about it.
How do you feel about this lawful Hawaiian government?
It's a righteous process that is a long time coming, and we support our reinstated government, Hawaiian government, and we will take back our lands. It is not a hard thing to replace a government de facto. It's not a hard thing. We have our people, they're in all areas. Education, health, enforcement, they're in all areas, all of our people. There will be no ripples on the water when the government exchange happens. And it will happen. Okay? And so I believe that this is the step and the process that we need to take and join all together. Support our people, support Henry and our ministers and our House of Nobles and our House of Representatives and all of us Makainana. Okay. Remember, my name is John Waihee.
Okay, and January 17th, that date is, it's a very important date in a Kanaka's life. And that was the day that we lost our sovereignty, our sovereign independent status and recognition. So this past weekend, we've been operating now, when I said we, this Hawaiian government that's been reinstated back in 1999. And one of our objectives was to accomplish the ability to conduct a nationwide election in our country. So in our convening, we were able to get representatives from every island into our convening, and we went over some of the procedures, the processes, on what's going to be applied, how a candidate can be qualified, those who want to participate in an election, and I'm talking about our own Kanaka Maoli people. They need to realize that they have to register so that we can identify who they are, where they're located, so that we can put them onto the elections roster. All right? And for non-Kanakas, there's also a process available where they can participate in our elections too. And I'm really looking forward, to having this elections completed, because the result will be that our people took the time to elect these individuals to represent our government and our nation.